Why is the victim the only one who can see the abuser? Understanding why the victim often feels like the only one who can see the abuser involves delving into the dynamics of abuse and the social and organizational structures that inadvertently shield abusers. The victim is the constant in the abuse scenario while others are not. This unique position allows the victim to connect the dots and see the full picture of abuser's harmful intent, which is often concealed from others. Connecting the dots. The victim's continuous exposure to the abuser means they witness a series of behaviors that others might not notice or might dismiss as isolated incidents. These behaviors, when connected, reveal a pattern of abuse characterized by malicious intent. As the victim joins these dots, they recognize the abuser's intent as being life-ruining, toxic, and fundamentally unfair. In contrast, others might only see one or two abusive dots and fail to recognize the overall pattern. For example, a coworker might notice the abuser making a snide comment but dismiss it as a one-off event, not realizing it is part of a larger pattern of belittlement and control, siloed information and experience. The concept of siloing, which refers to the isolation of information and experiences, plays a significant role in why others fail to see the abuser. In workplaces, confidentiality and organizational structures often result in information being compartmentalized. Different people see different small slices of the abuser's behavior. One might witness a moment of rudeness, another might hear a harsh word, but these isolated experiences seem minor when viewed individually. Thus, the full extent of the abuse remains hidden. Personalized abuse. Abusers often tailor their abusive behavior to their victims, ensuring it's less visible to others. This personalization means that the abuse is directed specifically at the victim in ways that others might not recognize as abusive. For instance, an abuser might use subtle psychological tactics that seem innocuous to an outsider, but deeply damaging to the victim. This conceptual siloing makes the abuse invisible to others who do not understand the specific context or the victim's emotional responses. The abuser's dual facade. Abusers, particularly narcissists, are adept at presenting a charming and reasonable facade to the world, while reserving their abusive behavior for the victim. This dual personality acts as a form of behavior siloing. To the outside world, the abuser appears kind, competent, and rational. However, to the victim, the abuser reveals their true nature, which is manipulative and harmful. The discrepancy between these two personas can be stark. As the author Lundy Bancroft notes in his book, Why Does He Do That? Abusers can be two-faced, showing one side to the public and another to the victims. This ability to mask their true nature makes it difficult for others to believe the victim's account of abuse. Bravo to the abuser for their Oscar-worthy performance in the role of a decent human being. Organizational complicity. Workplace structures often unwittingly support abusers due to the natural siloing within organizations. Confidentiality policies, while intended to protect sensitive information, can also protect abusers by preventing the sharing of critical information that could expose their behavior. For example, an HR department might handle complaints in isolation without recognizing that multiple complaints about the same person indicate a pattern of abuse. This structural siloing ensures that the true extent of abusers' behavior remains hidden. It is almost as if the system was designed to let abusers thrive. How convenient. The illusion of separateness. The broader social belief in separateness, where life and experiences are seen as distinct and unconnected, further compounds the issue. This belief, embedded in common sense and science, overlooks the interconnectedness of experiences and behaviors. In reality, as spiritual traditions and quantum physics suggest, everything is connected. This interconnectedness means that individual abusive acts are part of a larger pattern, which is only visible when viewed as a whole. However, the persistent belief in separateness prevents people from seeing this larger pattern. But who wants to see the interconnectedness when it is so much easier to keep those blinders on? In conclusion, the victim's unique position allows them to see the full picture of the abuser's behavior. Connecting the dots that others miss due to the siloing of information, experiences, and behaviors. This isolation of knowledge and the abuser's dual facade ensures that the victim often feels alone in their awareness of the abuse. Understanding these dynamics is crucial in addressing and preventing abuse, as it highlights the need for greater awareness and structural changes to break down these silos and expose the true nature of abusers. Thank you for watching.